Hello, my name is Jen. Welcome back to my channel, Literary Love 123, where I combine my master's in English with my passion for the horror genre to talk about the books that I read. This video is a vlog video, but I'm going to give a disclaimer from the outset. I decided after I left my daughter's IEP meeting this morning that I was going to go to the bookstore and grab a new release horror. And I decided I wanted to do a vlog about it. But without, knowing ahead of time I was going to do it, I didn't have an intro. So this intro, we're just going to pretend like I don't already know what book I chose when I went to the bookstore. So this intro is to say that this is a surprise reading vlog, impromptu, reading a new release horror. So after this quick intro, we'll get right back to the vlog. Hello again. It's the same day. It is Tuesday, April 29th. And I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I got while I was out today. As you can see, I made a stop at Mellow Mushroom to get a veg out pizza and a glass of wine and to start reading the book that I chose, which is Strange Pictures by Yuketsu, the Japanese mystery horror sensation, and it is translated by Jim Ryan. Now, let's talk about what it's about. A pregnant woman sketches on a seemingly innocuous blog conceal a chilling warning. A child's picture of his home contains a dark, secret message. A sketch made by a murder victim in his final moments leads an amateur sleuth down a rabbit hole that will reveal a horrifying reality. Structured around 9 childlike drawings, everyone holding a disturbing clue, this novel invites readers to piece together the harrowing truth behind each and the overarching backstory that connects them all. And I'm only, let's see how far into it, on page 26 of like 236 pages, so it's pretty short. I am loving it already. Sometimes if you're reading somewhere like a restaurant, it can be distracting, all this stuff going on around you, but I can say that the time I was reading this, I was not distracted by anything. I am invested. I like the mystery of these pictures. I like trying to figure out what this pregnant woman was, getting out with her drawings that her husband now has up on this blog. And I'm invested. I'm invested already. So I'm excited to continue with this book and to keep talking about it in this vlog. Another thing I picked up, Michael's is right next to the bookstore. So I went in there really just to look around. And I said, if something really grabs me, then I'll pick it up. And I found this, which was so fun, the Creepy Cute Love coloring book. 30 sickly sweet coloring pages that you'll love to color. And this looks like a good coloring book for summer and spring, keeping those creepy vibes going all year long. Plus, it has a picture of zombies in it. And I'm trying to find it real quick. One of the prompts for Zombie-thon coming up in May, hosted by the lovely Kat at Kat's Novel Adventures. I will link her channel down below, but one of the prompts is to color a zombie coloring page. So, hey, right? I needed this one. So, anyway, I am just going to finish drinking my coffee and read some more of Strange Pictures. And I will see you in the next check in. Bye for now. Gandalf. Gandalf, what you doing, buddy? Hey. Hello, it's Wednesday afternoon, April 30th. I thought I would show you a little bit of our backyard. These are our blackberry bushes. Here's our other fig tree, orange tree. Here is our fig tree. Another peach tree. You can see the peaches actually starting to blossom and fruit on this one. Peach tree. The mulberry bush, and we have a couple of mulberries ripe and ready to pick. The Scuppernong vine. Sorry about the noise of the air conditioner, but this is our raised garden where we have a lot of vegetables. And finally, our chicken coop in process of being built. We are going to get laying chickens so that we can have eggs. Hello, it's Saturday morning, May 3rd. It's around 8:30. It's been several days since I checked in, but this week has been very busy. So let me tell you what I've been up to. In the clips you saw, I was at a doctor's appointment. That was for my mammogram. I was also supposed to get a bone density test since I just turned 50, but when they put the code in, for some reason, insurance was not going to cover it, and I was not going to pay 200 something dollars out of pocket for a bone density test. So I got to call my doctor, call my insurance company, and see what's going on with that. But I did, have my mammogram as usual. So also, as you can see, spent some time outdoors with a bonfire, welcoming May. Beltane blessings to all. So let me talk about Strange Pictures. So far, I've read the prologue and chapter 1, so I am going a bit slowly through this book, but that's because I'm trying to figure out the clues in the pictures before I get to the end of each section and have the answers revealed. And the first picture that it showed, I was able to figure out a couple of things and decipher some of the hidden message behind the drawings. The second pictures that were in chapter 1, I had no clue. I could not figure any of it out. So I had to wait until the end. And it's just really like a good mind exercise too, trying to look at the pictures and decipher what sort of dark hidden message lies beneath the surface. That's really all I can say about it because it's a short book and the chapters are short, so you kind of got to just go into it for yourself. I don't think it's going to be a book for everyone because it really is just one where you are looking at something and trying to find hidden meaning. So if you like that kind of book or that kind of mind exercise, then you may enjoy Strange Pictures. That's really all I have to say about it in this clip. So I will read a couple more chapters and see you in the next check-in. So it is Sunday afternoon around 12:30. I'm just showing you some progress on the chicken coop out here. It's coming along. Another garden progress update. That is cucumbers right there. Then we have white squash. Then in the middle here we have the yellow squash that's really starting to flower. Then we have sweet potatoes and white potatoes and green onion. Hello, it is Tuesday morning around 9 o'clock, and I finished Strange Pictures a couple of days ago. So let me tell you that I really enjoyed this book, but content warning, it gets disturbing, not only with some of the violence that takes place, but also there is some like SA. It's not graphic, but it's there. So just check that. It just really doesn't describe anything in detail, just explains kind of a situation that is taking place, and it's briefly mentioned, and that's it. So it's not an ongoing part of this book or anything like that, but it explains some of the events that happen as this narrative unfolds. Every single picture ends up being connected somehow, which is not a spoiler because you get that in the synopsis. But after the first few pictures, I quit trying to figure out what was hidden because, like I said in a previous check-in, the first picture I was able to figure out a couple of things, but in the pictures after that, I never could figure out anything again. And if you like, as I mentioned before, solving puzzles, I watched Super Blomper's video recently. I'll link down below where she talked about a lot of recent reads for, that she had done, and she talked about this book, and she described it as kind of a creepypasta kind of story, and I think that's a great way to describe it. Also, I will say if you enjoyed Pen Pal by Dathan Auerbach, if you liked trying to kind of figure out what was going on, then you might like this. I didn't really care that much for Pen Pal, to be honest. I think part of that could have been it was so overhyped that when I got to it, it just couldn't live up to my expectations. But I did enjoy this book. I gave it 5 stars. Just the way that Uketsu was able to connect all these pictures and to make everything come together with the connected storylines and how all the characters end up being involved in this certain situation. It's just brilliant. And I'm like, how the hell did he think of that? I don't know. But not only did I give it 5 stars, I loved it so much that I pre-ordered Strange Houses. Now, I think this had been released previously in Japan in like 2021, but Strange Houses is coming out, the translated edition. Again, Jim Ryan, who translated Strange Pictures, is also the translator for Strange Houses. But I pre-ordered it, and it is supposed to arrive here on June 3rd. I've heard that Strange Houses can kind of be compared a little bit to House of Leaves. So, again, you're going to have this kind of mystery. So, let me tell you just a little bit more about Strange Houses. Again, if you like trying to figure stuff out, looking at these drawings, I highly recommend Strange Pictures. So, I'm going to pull up my synopsis on my phone, which I have ready. I just have to open it up to talk about Strange Houses. So I think you would need to read Strange Pictures first, but I'm not sure. But the reason I say that is because part of the synopsis for Strange Houses says it is a spiritual companion to Strange Pictures. So that might be why. It features mysterious spaces, trapdoors, windowless children's rooms. Something is wrong with this house. Can you solve the mystery of its floor plan? A writer fascinated by the macabre is approached by an acquaintance who is considering purchasing a second-hand house in Tokyo. With its bright and spacious interior, the home seems perfect. But looking closer, the building's floor plan reveals a mysterious dead space hidden between the walls. Seeking a second opinion, the writer shares the floor plan with an architect friend, only to discover more strange spaces dotted across the house. What are these mysterious, strange spaces, and why do they exist? Are they really there, or is there something off with the floor plan? Who is the home's former resident who suddenly disappeared? The freelance writer and his architect friend can't resist the challenge of solving the riddle of these puzzling floor plans and the terrifying plot behind it all. So, it sounds so good. That is going to wrap up this impromptu surprise vlog that I decided to do. If you have read Strange Pictures, let me know what you think about it. If you plan to read Strange Houses, let me know. Maybe we can buddy read Strange Houses. And thank you so much for watching. I would love it if you would hit that like, hit that bell, subscribe so we can talk about all the strange books that we read. Thanks again for watching.